I think just as a team, I think the most important thing is just obviously coming back and trying to be better. I mean, that's kind of the overall goal, I think, for each team. But I think as a team, you got to figure out what you need to do what things you need to do to get better at. And I think, there's a lot of room for us to grow. We got a lot of young guys to be able to come back and be better. And that's the upside of it all. A lot of guys, this is their first experience in playoff experience and different situations that we were faced with this year with trades and a lot of different things. So, I'm excited about it to be able to, go through a summer and whole full summer of guys, improving on their games.
What will you remember most about this journey personally as far as this season?
Just how we stood together as a team. I think to me that's the most important part. Like I said last night, with everything happening last summer, people counted us out, and they wasn't sure how many games we'll win or how far we would go or whatever. But I think the group of guys, that we never let that sunk in our building. We stuck together, and that's the most thing I'm most proud about. Personally, I haven't thought about it as a team. Haven't really thought about that yet either. But one thing I do know is that we got a group of guys that love to work and wants to get better. And I know that guys are going to come back better.
Rusty took on a new challenge as being the sole voice and the leader for this team, not just on the court but off. Where did you challenge yourself and feel like you grew in your role?
Just each day, just making sure that I came in and wasn't making it about me. I think as a leader, you got to, obviously, with me playing and people understanding that, I'm the leader from the outside looking in, but that don't necessarily mean you're a leader. I truly believe that. I think there's a lot of guys that people just give them a leader because they're the best player, and that is not how it worked for me. I think you have to earn the right to be able to people to say that you're a leader, regardless of how many numbers you put up, how many points, whatever it is that you're doing. I think you have to show leadership, and I think for me that's what I was trying to do every single day, to be able to show the guys that I care about them as a person more than a player, and also want them to improve as a player as well.
Is that something that was it easy for you to take on that role, or was that something that you had to really push yourself?
It's easy because that's naturally who I am. I'm not a guy that I'm a guy that worries about other people, try to find ways to help other people out, and trying to find ways to make the situation easier for everybody. And that's the best thing, to make sure that everybody's happy and embracing and enjoying the moment, because this is something that, us as professional athletes in basketball play, we don't get this moment very often. I think, you want to use every part of it and don't take it for granted.
Russell, as you look to the off season, what's it feel like knowing you're about to take on fatherhood?
Oh, great.
Russ, with the new CBA, you get a chance, if you want, to sign a long-term deal. Is that something you want to do?
That's something, like I said, I haven't thought about anything. Obviously, everybody know that I like Oklahoma City and I love being here. And I love everybody here. But I haven't even thought about that. I'm worried about making sure my wife is all right and moving forward with that. Everything else, it really doesn't matter at this point. And that's the most important thing right now, and me moving forward.
Do you know how to change a diaper?
No, you know what? I'm going to learn one. I mean, I'm going to have to. But so looking forward to that. So that should be fun and exciting. So that's the only thing I'm worried about at the moment. But, obviously Oklahoma City is a place that I want to be. So.
You talked late in the regular season a couple of times about your folks and how important they were, family, those sorts of things. Obviously, I'm sure that they've been a constant, professionally, but personally as well. How have they influenced this time in your life?
It's kind of hard to say it's unmatched. I mean, I got, from my brother to my wife to my mom, my dad, to even my friends, a tight-knit group of people that consistently are straightforward with me and understand me and understand my focus and what I want to do, for myself, for the team. And I think they do an amazing job of just constantly keep making sure that I stay on path. And whenever I come off and think that I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, they let me know about it. And I think that's the most important part about family is that they honest. They respect what I do and respect how I like to do it. And they do an amazing job of making my job easy.
Michael Jordan came out to induct you into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Oscar Robertson comes out to watch you play. Can you put that in perspective? Just guys of that magnitude coming out and supporting you?
Nope. Honestly, I can't. I never thought, like I've said before, I've never even dreamed about any of those things happening. Being inducted to the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, having Michael Jordan come speak and induct me, that's something that you could never dream of. And obviously having Oscar here, Hall of Fame player, and to be able to have him here in Oklahoma City is not just great for me, but I think it's great for the people here in Oklahoma City to have people of that caliber here in Oklahoma City, for the people, for the fans, for our team. I think it's just an unbelievable honor, and it's something that I never dreamed about and very, very thankful for.
Russell, you mentioned the extension, something you haven't thought about yet. Do you have a timetable or a process that you're looking at as that moment approaches?
No. What I just say? You don't care about my baby, huh? You must not. You didn't hear that part, huh?
Question. MVP announcement in late June. Are you planning to be there for that award show?
If they invite me. I'm there. You only can go places you invited. If they invite me, I'll go. That's all I can say. Me and Manny, we ain't got the official invite yet. So when they invite us in, we're going to go.
Russell, for you, what's it been like watching Andre and Steven and Ennis kind of grow into leadership roles on this team?
It's great to see those guys. Obviously, their roles change from this year to this year. The amount of, I wouldn't say pressure, but their roles obviously changed, and the amount of things they have to do for our team changed. And I think to see them grow into that, and see them embrace that, it's an unbelievable thing. And I know that they want to be better, and they want to continue to grow on that aspect of leadership and being able to come out and consistently play at a high level. So it was good to see that.
What do you think the ceiling is for a guy like Steven Adams when he's young?
I don't know. I mean, he does so many great things for our team. And at his size, he do a lot of amazing things that other guys can't do. And, I constantly keep drilling that into his head and make sure he understands that I have the utmost confidence in him and his abilities to be able to do different things, and that us as a team, we don't take him for granted the things that he do.
Andre, Steven, and Ennis are maybe a little bit more established in the league. What was it like for you to see a couple guys like Samaj, Jeremy Grant, a second-round pick, guys that might be sort of underdogs, and watch them?
That was even better. I think to have those guys kind of embrace this whole overall experience. Guys like Samaj, and for him traveling, going overseas, going to D-League, and starting a few games, and being in the NBA, playing in big moments, and seeing him do well. That's the most important part, to see guys do well in those moments. Jeremy, even Vic, those guys, Alex, Domas, a lot of younger guys, just to see those guys embrace the moment, do well in big games is the most important part, and it's something that they can be proud of, and it's something that we can be proud of as a team.
Russ, out of the young guys like Abrinas and Sabonis, was there anything you were particularly proud of as a leader to see development in their game? Just
how they consistently worked. I think that's the most important, regardless of how they were playing, if they were playing. All that put together, those guys came in every day and worked. Was here in the mornings and working out and working on their game and trying to find ways to get better. And I think with the overall culture here and with the Thunder, those guys did a great job of coming in and making sure that they stuck to it.
Was there any particular mindset that you wanted to get across to them throughout the season?
Just to make sure that they come and be ready consistent. I think for me, I wanted to let the guys know that for years and prior to this year, we won a division. We beat teams, and teams will want to come and beat us, and we gonna have a target on our chest and on our backs, and we want to make sure that we were prepared. And that was a part of my job, to make sure guys understood that, every night teams are going to come at us, and we got to make sure we're prepared, and not just physically but mentally prepared for the challenge. And I thought the guys did an amazing job of just coming out, competing every night. Obviously, you're not going to win every game, but we have ourselves a great share of great team wins, road wins, home wins, and I thought we did a good job.
Russ, Domantas and Alex Abrinas, they both speak Spanish. In their conversations, were you able to pick up any of the words they were?
No, only sometimes. But they were not allowed to speak Spanish in front of all of us. They needed to speak no, but we didn't. I don't know. I know very little Spanish, but they spoke English most of the time.
Russ, you're always so hard on yourself and always talking about the team first, that sort of thing. But is there a moment where you'll tell your son or grandkids, I was the most incredible player that year? Or are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, I mean, there's just that my thinking is a little different. I just, it's really difficult for me to explain because my mindset, I'm always thinking about how I can, obviously I want to be a great player and want to win and want to have a great season, and each individual player wants to do well, but that's not my sole focus. And whenever I don't accomplish the thing I want to accomplish, and that's winning the championship, it kind of like I don't reflect on it right away. Maybe down the line I may reflect on it, but for me, that's what's most important, is to making sure that us as a team, we win a championship. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that we have an opportunity to be able to do that, or we put ourselves in position to be able to do it.
Russ, in the off season, every ball player tells himself, how do I get better?
Right.
What kind of season you have, how do you get better?
I mean, there's different things that I can prove on just the top of my head, just in finding different ways to make my teammates better. I think there's games where I can look at the film and see how I can get my teammates better, making sure my leadership is always at top tier. I think the Jordans, the Kobe's, those guys, their leadership was always at the top, regardless of how they were playing, regardless of what time the game was, and making sure that they had their team ready to play. And that's my biggest challenge, is making sure that regardless of what's going on, making sure that our guys are ready to play every single night. And that's the main thing I'm going to work on. Basketball-wise, I'm going to constantly keep doing the same thing and just finding ways to improve on shooting, balance, and different things, and constantly keep expanding my game to where I need to, but it won't be nothing new.
Your shooting did improve quite a bit this season, particularly from three-point range. How did you do it? Was it just more time? Was it a particular coach that you worked with?
I probably shot more. That's probably why. But just being in the gym, man, honestly, I don't do nothing special. Just kind of do the same thing that I've been doing, finding ways to make sure that the ones I do shoot, they're on balance, and kind of live in that moment, make sure that I'm shooting on balance ones, and I can live with those and make sure that I'm comfortable with that.
So over the summer, how in contact are you when they're reshaping the roster, whether it's Sam Presti or Billy or whoever else in the front office or something like that? How in contact are you with those guys? Is that something you discuss with them at all?
Well, I mean, this is kind of like going to be like a first summer for that, but honestly, I'm not always in the meetings, or I'm not in the meetings. Sam has done an amazing job, and I trust in his abilities and to be able to put guys here that want to be here for one, but I also want to win the championship and want to go. And I think he's done an amazing job since being here and doing that. And then if he wants to talk to me about anything, then we have a relationship where we can talk and discuss a few things back and forth.
It's pretty clear that physically you don't wear down, but a lot of offense put on you. Do you feel like there are things that you guys can do next year to maybe help lighten that load on you ultimately?
My job, honestly, obviously with the load on our team changes, it changes a little bit, and that's okay. And I think, like I said, Sam and those guys will make a decision that's best for our team. My job is not to worry about who comes in or who on the team, and if there's going to be guys to help or if guys are not here to help. My job is to come out and and play the cards that you're played. And that's how I think, regardless of if, somebody think we may need help. I honestly thought we had a team that could win, just because of all the intangibles we had. We have a group of guys that, that's able to do a lot of things. And, you guys seen games where you can see, some little things like, okay, like you guys have a team that can do it. We, play with the best of the best. And I think, that's how I feel. So regardless of, who we have, my job is to make sure that we have a chance to win.
Was there any one particular thing that coming out of the postseason that you think the squad that's going to be able to come back needs to work on to be able to?
Not off the top of my head. I just think that this experience is probably different for each individual person, because some people first, sometimes it's different roles for different people, including myself. And I haven't really had a chance to kind of reflect on that, since last night.
You've had to have broad shoulders most of your career. Well, how did it feel this season to get the cheers on the road, the MVP chants on the road, and that type of thing? Had to be
that was a little different. Like I said before, that was a surprise for me, because I didn't, obviously with everything going on with the season and our team and triple doubles and all this, the chase and all this thing, it was interesting. It was kind of crazy for me. I never really don't know how to react to it, because I obviously never experienced that. But it was definitely a blessing for me just to see fans all across the world just supporting not just me but our team. I think that was the most important thing. Our guys kind of rallied around that. People came out to see us, and that was the most important part.
You referenced those games where this collection of players had great performances. Let's say this roster stays the same next year. When you look back on those games when the team really played at its best, what were some of the hallmarks of those in your mind that sort of allowed you guys to have those?
I mean, it was different things each game. It's tough to pinpoint one thing, but I just think the one overall thing is that we were together. We stuck with each other regardless of good or bad. And I think good teams, sit together through good, through bad, don't point fingers, and always stay together. And I think that's the main thing. The basketball stuff will take care of itself, but you as a unit, being together as brothers is the most important part.
Last summer, you and Victor Oladipo worked out together for a few weeks. Are you planning on doing that again with him?
Probably so. That's definitely most likely going to happen again, and try to get a few other guys as well to work out and make sure that we come back and be ready to play.
So you said a lot of times throughout the season that leadership was something that you worked on the most over last summer, improving that. Now that the season's over, how would you say that you did this year as a leader, and how would you say you improved?
I think I did okay. I think I did a good job of just trying to, go through it all. I think every season is going to be ups and downs. As wins and losses, your game, maybe ups and downs in your game. Everything, family. There's a lot of different things that go on as for us as players. And I think for me, that's one way I try to improve in understanding that for each individual person, because you may not know what one player may be going through. They may come in the building, may be going through different things at home, and if I can sense that and have a good relationship with a player, that's more important to me than what they're doing on the basketball court, because I think that just reflects if you show somebody and you show somebody that you care about them more as a player, as a person, than the basketball player. I think that's the most important part. So I definitely feel I've grown in that aspect, and I'm proud of kind of how I handled that.
Russell, you talked about the importance of sticking together. What do you feel like the identity of this team is moving forward?
Identity, not sure, but I think we have a lot of great guys that want to get better and they know what it feels like, obviously, to be in the playoffs and know the sacrifice, know different things that it takes for us to move forward. So it's going to be a good summer for us to be able to figure everything out and make sure that we stay close-knit as a unit and come back and be hungrier and make sure we come back with a good mindset.
What do? Do you kind of step away for your body a break?
Oh,
Or
for
do you
sure.
go- or do you-
For me, rest is always the biggest thing. I rest more than I do anything else because that's the most important part for me, just resting and my body, my mind. I rest a lot during the season just because it's better for my body, for me, what I bring to the table each and every night, how I play, and that's how I personally feel because, resting is a good thing for me just to chill out, do something else other than, basketball, and it's always good for me.
Do you change your, in terms of, because you've been in the league a while now, do you still train in the offseason the way you did, say, your
Same
second,
way.
third year, or do you?
Same way.
Same way.
Consistency is a huge thing for me. I think when people always ask, just people that's obviously it's not in the NBA, they always ask what's the hardest thing to do as a player, and I always tell them to be consistent. And some people may think of it and say, well, it's easy to be consistent, but I think there's a lot of people in the league, in every job of the world, not just basketball, but in life in general. I think to be able to do your job at a high level each and every day, night, is hard to do. And that's something that I take pride in doing, to be able to do that each and every day. And in life in general, whether it's, being a great husband, great family man, great brother, now great father, about to be a great father, great teammate, whatever it is, I think in life in general, I think that's what I try to do. And resting is a huge part of that for me. It's my mind, my body, and being able to understand, the things in life that's important and making sure that I take care of it.